illegal because they're not afraid to talk about it. There's no fear here in Texas of being illegal. You always hear these politicians in Texas talking about sanctuary cities and being tough on immigration. It's a fucking lie, dude. It's a fucking goddamn lie. They're not tough on immigration. They just released 2,000 immigrants, 2,000 illegals because like when Trump says there's a goddamn crisis, it is way past a fucking goddamn crisis. They can't hold them all. They literally have to let them fucking go. If they don't let them go, it's like a concentration camp situation where people are going to die and starve to fucking death.
Okay. But like, what's wrong with letting them go and letting them come into the country?
What's wrong with letting them go?
Yeah, let's start from the very, very bottom, okay?
Right,
and we'll work our way through logically.
I'm a welder that makes $61,000 a year. When I came into this industry, a guy with my experience was making 75 to 80. Now you'd be lucky to be making 75 to 80 as a supervisor. Most supervisors in my industry right now do good to make 65 fucking K. Unless they work for like goddamn Halliburton or, most
Okay, but what does this have to do with the letting immigrants into the country?
Let me finish. When I first came into this industry, if I had already had 15 years experience, I'd be making around $85, $90 to $100,000 a year right now. Right now, I make $61,000, and that's working 60, 70-hour weeks. So by the time my son, he's 3, by the time my son is old enough to get a job in the metal industry, they won't, if he can even get a job, he's not going to be able to get a job. That's out the fucking door. That's out the fucking door. He's not going to be able to get a well-paying job in the welding industry by the time he's old enough. Because when I first came into this industry 15 years ago, a guy like me was making upwards of $30 an hour, okay? Now I make $22 an hour, and they talk about it all the fucking time. Hey, we should get rid of these older guys and fucking get some fucking illegals in here because the fucking illegals will work for fucking $11 an hour.
Okay,
so
wait for a sec.
An industry that's hear me out, dude.
I know.
15 years ago, there was a balance where it was like 50-50 Latino American. And when I say Latino, I take that back. 50-50 illegal American because there's legal Latinos that work in my industry. But it was 50-50. Now it's 90-10. For every single legal American in my shop, there's 20 illegals. 20 illegals. When 15 years ago, because I've been working for the same, well, I say 15, 12 years ago, because I've been working for the same company for 12 years. 12 years ago, it was white boy Latino, white boy Latino, white boy Latino, white boy Latino. Now, it's white boy Latino 20 times, white boy Latino 20 times. And when I say Latino, I mean illegal. And for a guy like me that makes $22 an hour, it's only inevitable that one day they're gonna be like, hey, we can put a $10 an hour guy where he's standing right now. They don't do that because I know everything about the company. But if one of these guys get to, let's say one of these illegals get to about 60% of what I am right now, I'll get laid off instantly. So there will be no place for my son in this industry when he's old enough to be in the industry. 18 years old, there will be nothing. See, when I was a kid, my dad was an electrician. I was an electrician for years, but what I wanted to do was drive a dump truck because I had watched my buddy's family become stupid fucking rich. His dad bought a dump truck. He drove it. Didn't work for nobody. Well, he started out working for somebody and bought his own dump truck. Dump trucks pick up and move dirt. That's all they fucking do. Road work. They move dirt. He sold dirt. He picked up dirt. The dude drove a truck, and like this kid had everything that I wish I had. His dad was redneck rich. All right. Then his dad bought a second truck, and a third truck, and then a fourth truck, and then a fifth truck. Eventually, he had 10 fucking trucks, to where he was running 5 crews on 5 trucks, and then renting out trucks to other up-and-coming people that were trying to get on their own. This dude was turning $700,000 a month. This dude was stupid fucking rich. And I grew up here, and we're going to give you a truck. We're going to give you a truck. By the time I was old enough to start driving a dump truck, illegals had completely destroyed the industry. His business had completely went under because actually it was kind of his fault, because what happened was he was renting these trucks out to illegals. Hey, yeah, I'll rent you my truck, and these illegals were building their businesses. Just kind of like the same scenario in my shop, to where eventually he couldn't do the work for the price he needed to because of all these illegals running these dump truck companies, doing it for literally half the fucking wages. He just couldn't fucking do it anymore. His whole business. And this happened all throughout Southeast Texas. All these American dump truck companies went under. And you come down to my county right now, or any place in Southeast Texas, it's probably like this all over Texas. If you see a white boy in a dump truck, if you can find one, if you can find an American in a dump truck at all, he's somebody that is working for an illegal. They completely destroyed the dump truck industry, and it was stupid easy. Dump trucks were expensive, but you could get a job, save you money, and all you had to do is get one dump truck. You could buy them beat up, broke down, fix them up, and if you got into a dump truck, you were me in a dump truck 10 years ago, and easily make $100,000, $120,000, $150,000 a year without hiring a motherfucker. Without hiring a motherfucker, I could have made $150,000 a year. Would I have fucking blowed that money? No, I'd have bought another dump truck. Now I got $300,000 a year. Buy another dump truck. Now I got almost $500,000. And then you get 5, and then you're running crews of fucking dump trucks all over Southeast fucking Texas. It was like a new age gold mine for a while.
Hey, buddy.
And the industry's destroyed. It's gone.
You've been talking for about 5 minutes, and you've said the exact same thing like 3 or 4 times, which is that basically they're taking our jobs, okay? And I understand that can be really frustrating, especially when you're affected by it. But here's the thing:
that's why we can't let them in here.
If you look at, okay, listen, you're using, first of all, your personal experiences again to formulate an argument in order to apply it to an entire nation. So in order to effectively apply policies to it. Hey, buddy, I let you talk for like so long. Can I just like finish a sentence?
Yeah, I get it, but you're talking about a whole nation. You can't compare a whole nation to Texas, Arizona, and Southern California.
We're talking about. Okay, listen. Are you all? Are you like one of those people who are like Texas just needs to break off from the U.S. or are you like an American?
Absolutely. No, I'm an American. That
okay.
I want Texas to leave the Union. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you're an American, but as soon as Texas is like, we're leaving the Union, then you're just a Texan.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then it's like, fuck, is that like a fuck Donald Trump moment, or it's like, as long as it's Donald Trump, I guess we're cool?
No, it's a fuck the U.S. government. Dude, you think like I suck Trump's dick off. I don't like the fucking guy.
I mean, you did.
The U.S. government. I hate the U.S. government. I do not like Trump. I like him a whole lot better than I liked every president that's out there. He's, in my opinion, the best president that we've had since I've been alive. I still don't like him because he's part of a big evil fucking government that's just look, that's
why people voted for him though, because they thought he wasn't going to be part of that big evil government.
But this is the thing, he's been blocked at every fucking turn. Just like fucking
by his own party too. How can you control the presidency, the House, and the Senate and still get fucking cucked because you have bad policies?
Bro,
because he's a retard.
Every single fucking president that we've had has been blocked by Congress and Senate. The House is, if you got a Democrat president, the House flips to Republican. If you got a Republican fucking president, the House flips to fucking Democrat.
No, that's not true though.
All right.
He literally, for the entire first year, 2 years of his presidency, everything was Republican. That's why Democrats were fucking terrified.
During primaries, or not primaries, midterms, if you have a Republican president, the House always flips. If you have a Democrat president, the House always flips during midterms. Every president since I've been alive.
Okay, but they still had 2 years.
What I'm saying is there's not a fucking president that we will ever elect, that Congress, Senate, and the House will ever let get a fucking thing goddamn done, whether it's a Democrat or a fucking Republican. The difference between me and you is you're trying to fix everything with policies, and I'm over here like just fucking, we're past that. Past that. You can't fix anything with legislation and policies anymore.
No, that's the problem. Your outlook on this is the problem. You specifically, and people who think like you, are the reason that if a civil war breaks out in the United States, you are the cause. It's not going to be people like me who are advocating for peaceful transitions of power and changes to policy in order to make the world a better place. You are literally like talking about fucking stacking bodies and shit. That is insane. That is such an extreme view. And you and your fans, when I come onto your stream, think I'm an extremist for being a communist. You are literally talking about fucking killing people and breaking off from the union and how everything is already fucked, so why not? Like, you are insane. Like, can you not understand why like people would think you're fucking crazy?
Yeah, people could think I'm crazy. This is the thing, like, I get it. You're 23. I got 13.
No. Don't play the age thing on me, okay?
Hold on. Say, I can't play the age on you because I've
No,
been watching
you
this
can't.
shit go down for longer than you. I used to choose a party just like you.
That doesn't mean I can't watch.
I used to be a fucking Democrat just like you. I used to be a fucking Democrat. I fucking was a Bill Clinton fan. Okay? I was a Bill Clinton fan. I used to be just like you. Just like you. I thought everything could be fucking fixed. The government is too fucking big and too imploding to fix it. I swear to God, if a fucking toilet clogged in the fucking White House, it would take 6 fucking months to get fixed. That's how fucked up our government is. You're trusting this government that has literally gotten away with murdering fucking people, destroying fucking nations. Every fucking nation that has ever talked about going independent to a gold-backed fucking dollar, we have fucking invaded and fucked their shit up. You're gonna trust that fucking government to fix shit. Man, I'm sorry, bro. I don't trust the government.
No, I don't trust the government, but I trust the people's ability to understand that we need change, and the best way to implement that change without literally going out and fucking killing each other is through policy and explaining to people and debating people in the marketplace of ideas like this, which you're not even fucking streaming, by the way, which is crazy to me. This is free views for you. Debating people in the marketplace of ideas and explaining why our ideas are better. The whole point of our government was checks and balances, and now you're complaining that those checks and balances work for the most part, which bogs down the system bureaucratically. That was another thing that President Trump promised to fix, which he hasn't been able to fucking do, by the way, which is undrain the swamp. Obama fixed the entire fucking economy. George Bush ran the housing market into the fucking ground. Fucking Obama pulls out his giant fucking African-American cock and fixes it, and we have literally 7 years of like the greatest economic upturn in like American history, and you're like, he is a horrible president. We literally were never so prosperous as we were under President Obama, and we are still setting record numbers because of the effects of those policies still.
See, that's the different, like, you this is where the reason why I think it's hard. I can't really debate anybody, is because on stream, I talk about just freedom, acts of kindness, and that, that's kind of my thing. But everybody sees my MAGA hat and they're like, hey, I need to debate this fucking guy. Me, I'm the guy that just minds my own goddamn business, stock up on ammo, stock up on food, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the shit to hit the fan. And when the shit hits the fan, I'm gonna act accordingly. But everybody wants to talk about these crazy conservative, fucking right-wing, fucking patriot, fucking 3%er militia guys, and we're not in the street like Antifa attacking fucking peaceful people. We're not flipping over fucking cop cars, and guess what we're also not doing? We're not combating these motherfuckers in the streets when they're destroying our fucking communities. You know what we're doing? Minding our own goddamn business, watching the shit on the news going, they're just using sticks and mace. We'll wait until they pick up a gun. Like, I don't give a fuck. I realize right now that this government will not and will never fix a fucking thing. So what I'm going to do is worry about my 4 kids, my wife, my militia, all the families within my fucking militia, and I'll talk politics a little tiny bit here and fucking there. You know what happens when I talk politics on Twitch? Twitch comes in and they fucking ban me for whatever fucking reason. I don't even have to say anything.
Because you were literally talking about killing people to separate Texas from the fucking union because you don't trust the government. This is like...
when have I ever talked about that on stream?
You were like, not on stream, dude.
No, I know that I can't. I do not have freedom of speech on stream. That is why when I'm on stream, I talk about acts of fucking kindness. I talk about freedom. I talk
Oh, so
about
it's like
fucking-
you're literally saying that your entire persona on stream is a facade so that you can exploit stupid Republicans who support Trump, which, by the way, you said you fucking hate him. So you can exploit them and make money from them.
Hold on a minute. No,
And
that's-
wear a
that's
MAGA
what
hat,
you-
by the way, which is a very political statement.
Hey, maybe for you being on the opposition, for me, it is literally what the fuck it says. I voted for Trump. I do support Trump. I support him more than any president that's ever been. Period. Period. That's not fake. I'm not putting
Why
on
are
a
you
fucking
flip-flopping? You literally said you fucking hated the guy like 10 minutes
facade.
ago.
I do fucking hate the guy. I would not drink a fucking beer with that fucking douchebag. He's a fucking snotty, stuck-up fucking rich fucking cuck. He's not the motherfucking kind of guy that I would associate with, hang out with. All I can tell you is this, is my life has been a whole lot fucking better since he got in the office. I literally did not get fined $2,000 this year because one person wasn't uninsured in my house. It was great. My tax return was twice what it was last year, and I paid in less than I paid in $2,000 less this year. So some good things are happening for me in the state of Texas.
Yeah, but in the next 5
Hey, for
years,
you-
that's going to
but
be totally different.
but
You're going to
for
get
you-
cucked on your
look, man,
taxes.
this is the thing. Like, you're not willing to accept the fact that there's just a little old Southern boy that's just a constitutionalist, simple-minded constitutionalist that's just sitting here doing this fucking thing. I'm not putting on a fucking goddamn facade for these fucking people. I used to come on here every day and talk about politics and fucking numbers and this and that and this and that. One more fucking day of me talking numbers and politics and all that shit, you don't get the difference between us and you. Not necessarily you. You're a good dude. You're a smart fucking guy. But people come into my chat because I got a MAGA hat on and I'm talking politics, and they fucking talk about raping and killing my son and all this fucking crazy fucking shit. I've kind of walked away from the numbers and the politics, and now I'm just talking freedom. I'm talking acts of kindness. I've changed my show a little bit. I got one more strike, and then boom, I'm gone for Twitch forever. I got 4 herniated discs, tendonitis in both elbows, a partially torn fucking tendon. I got maybe 5 more years of being able to do what the fuck I do for a living. 5 more fucking years of being able to do this. Maybe
So
10.
what are we going to do? You're just
What
going to
am I
hope
gonna
that
fucking do?
streaming
No,
works
no.
out?
No, hey, bro, what I am
When
gonna
you're
do,
like fucking insane and don't even understand your own policies? Like,
bro, no. See, you won't even let me finish, bro. My thing, I'm gonna open a little gun shop, little gunsmith shop. I'm gonna work on guns. I'll keep doing my stream. I don't know if you know this. I made $1,300 this month. It doesn't pay all the fucking bills, but $1,300 fucking goddamn dollars sitting in front of the fucking couch. I didn't have to break my back at all.
yeah, it's
break
because
my
you're
back at all.
exploiting the political tension in the United States to make
I
money.
am not
When
ex-
you
hey,
are
bro.
a constitutionalist who wants to secede, which is very unconstitutional of you, by the way, and then, like, what the fuck?
All right, so I don't understand what the fuck you. I'm a constitutionalist, so if
But you're
if
talking
the
about
rest of-
seceding.
If the rest of the country wants to fucking take away all my goddamn rights, but the state of Texas wants to keep giving them to me, I'm down with Texas fucking leaving the union. I'm not turning over my fucking guns. I'm not paying 50% of my goddamn money. It doesn't matter how much money I make. Period.
Okay, wait. Which part of the which era of the Constitution are you constitutionalist for? Are you like full on 1770 something when they first wrote it? That's the Constitution without the Bill of Rights or anything like that. Like, which Constitution specifically do you support right now?
The Constitution.
Okay, but it's been changed over time. So I'm
All right, so the
asking
Bill of Rights to
specifically-
me is the most important part of the Constitution.
Okay. There have been like 17 or so additions to it. I think maybe more.
And
Are you
and
okay
even-
with all of those additions?
Let's say the Constitution doesn't fucking exist. I was born with the right to defend myself, prosper, and make sure my family is okay. Period. Let's say Constitution doesn't exist. Let's say this is tribal times. We're all bow and arrowing it to feed our families. If some fucking random dude walks up and's like, "Hey, I need half your deer," I'm gonna saw his fucking head off in front of all of his fucking dudes. Put him on I'm gonna stack bodies and pale him. I'm gonna be in the paler, so the next group of guys that comes and tries to take food off my family's plate sees a farm of like dead corpses on spears. So they know, hey, maybe we should turn the fuck around. That's me. That's how I think. I'm not going to work my ass off to feed my family and to feed my community and help my community so some fucking dude can come in here and say, hey, I want some of that. I want some of that. I want some of that. All my people are fat and they can't handle themselves over here. No, that ain't happening. You can call me extremist all you want. I'm an animal. I'm a human being. I need to eat. I need to drink water. I need a roof over my fucking head. Those are the things I need. I'm simple. I don't need flat screen TVs, super fat. I'm driving a 05 fucking truck that I have to work on. I have to work on our trucks. Oh, God damn it. Really? I got to work on our trucks like 4 to 6 times a year. Like, I'm simple fucking dude. Simple fucking dude. I don't need to be flat. Dude, I used to be a touring musician, man. Played in front of 50,000 fucking people and shit. I walked away from that whole fucking thing because I just wanted to live simple. My dream is to be out in the middle of fucking nowhere, animals, garden, a little maybe gunsmith shop where people bring me their son's 22 and I fix it. You know, that's what I want. That's me being rich. That's my dream. Live off the land, grow some shit, have some fucking animals, retire as a gunsmith with a gunsmith shop, working on fucking guns and building rifles and shit. That's what I want to do. I do not need millions of fucking dollars. Don't want none of that shit. And so when somebody's like, I'm gonna come up here and take half your shit, I'm gonna cut you in half and put this half of you on a stick and the other half of you on a stick at the front of my road, so the next motherfucker that comes up thinking they're gonna do that can't do that. Now I realize this dude over here with $100 billion, what you want to do with that fucking guy. I get it. I 100% get what you're trying to say with that. I want to
fucking eat him. I want to literally kill him and cook him and eat him and then take all of his money and spread it between a bunch of different people.
Okay, but as the small little conservative dude that just is okay with eating a chicken out of his fucking garden and eating whatever the fuck I grew with an old 57 Chevy that can just make it down to the corner store, and I'm completely content with that. And to think that somebody would come in, let's say that little bit that I had was 100 times bigger than what everybody else had, and they're gonna come take half my shit, and that's why I can't agree with that. I don't know where that fucking dude, how he got there, but you want to go take his shit, that's fine, that's on you. Hopefully you got bigger guns than he has. I am not ever going to advocate taking 50-70% of anything from anybody ever. That would make me double standard.
That's so exactly what's happening with workers.
I'm okay with them. Workers can go work somewhere else. They don't have to do that.
No, that's not how oh my gosh, the free market purposely fucks you, and we're so fucked right now because if you don't have a job, you're like scum of society, right? Like generally, you are considered like an incapable person if you don't have a job and you refuse to get a job. Here's the thing, though, is like in order for a free market to really work, people need to be able to turn down jobs. That's the whole concept you're talking about. Is like. If somebody offers you $15 an hour, you can tell them to go fuck off. Well, what happens when that's the only offer on the table? What happens when you have to feed your family? What do you do then? You're fucked. That is why universal basic income is a good idea. Because if you have $1,000 a month extra in your wallet, that's not going to fucking pay all your bills. But it gives you the opportunity to tell somebody to fuck off because they're not paying you enough. They're not paying you what you're worth. Universal basic income is inherently good for capitalism. Inherently good for capitalism. It also gets rid of the welfare cliff. Do you know what the welfare cliff is? The welfare cliff is when you have a family that
the welfare cliff basically enslaves people and keeps the thumb on them.
Exactly. But if you have universal basic income... There's a lot of
things that me and you agree on. I just don't see any politician that we have being able to pull it off. Period. I just don't think that they're competent enough. Like, all the things that you say, to me, sound fucking amazing.
Great, then you should check out Andrew Yang. He's not a politician.
The difference between me and you is I don't trust them to be able to pull it off. And it's not because it's not because of one single person's competency. This guy might be the most competent person on the planet, okay? He might have all of the answers. As soon as he gets in office, you know what's going to happen? During the midterms, the house is going to flip. And they're going to fight him tooth and nail and not allow him to get a single fucking thing done.
What are you talking about? Universal basic income is a bipartisan issue. both parties agree with it. Ronald Reagan tried to get it passed in like the fucking 90s or 80s or whenever the fuck he lived. He's so old. Ronald Reagan, this is something that he tried to implement. Like, this is literally a bipartisan issue.
Can you make... hey, oh no, I'll wait a minute.
Ex-Trump supporters are flocking to Andrew Yang because Andrew Yang's policies make 100% sense. And people can get behind common sense policies regardless of the politics in the White House.
Me and you have been sitting here kind of yelling at each other, cucking each other, talking shit about each other. In all reality, we want the fucking same shit. We want the same shit. We want everybody to eat. We want everybody to have jobs. We want everybody to have decent health care. We want everybody to live comfortably in this country. This is fucking America. There shouldn't be a single fucking American struggling in this country.
Damn right. So how do we do that?
So this is me being 36. This is what I've come to believe. In 36 years, I have watched one politician after the next. And my mother and my dad, same thing. They watch one politician after the next, and it just gets worse. Worse. Government growing, getting bigger. Every single time there's a president, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And more problems, more issues, more disagreements. And the bigger the government gets, the more people you got fighting amongst themselves. They can't get a fucking thing done. Government shutdowns. I just don't have faith that the politicians can pull off any fucking thing anymore. Anything. So, like, when I voted for Trump, it wasn't like, hey, this dude's going to fix every fucking thing. He's the greatest thing ever. When I voted for Trump, I put a huge barrier. I'm like, hey, if we vote this guy in, he's not a politician. He'll get some things right. He'll get a bunch of shit wrong. But what's going to happen while he's in there is shit's just going to fucking hit a wall. And while it hits a wall, maybe he'll have 8 years and I can try to get some of my shit together while he's... Basically, I knew that by electing Trump that it was going to shut down the government for 8 years. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that the right and the left were going to lose their fucking minds if a non-politician businessman got in there. And it was the greatest plan ever. I don't know if everybody else's motive behind their vote was. My vote was this. I knew the government was going to just stop for 8 years. A few things were going to happen. Some good things were going to happen. Some bad things were going to happen. But it was just going to be this huge fucking stalemate. No growth. Nothing. Just stop. And hopefully, us folks that realize what the fuck is actually really happening in our government in this country, the people that realize shit's never going to get any better, have 8 years to stock up food and goddamn ammunition, try to get on some property out in the fucking woods, try to get some chickens, cows, some pigs, maybe some rabbits, a couple of goats, and get some shit planted in the fucking ground, and hope to God that my son is 18 before the shit completely fucking hits the fucking fan. That's it. I don't have any faith in politicians at all. You know,
okay, so
I rock
your
my
solution is to hell with it. Let's go plant some crops and get chickens. Like, that's your solution to everything right now?
Bro, I mean, that's the difference between me and you. You have faith in the establishment, and I don't.
No, I don't have faith in the establishment. That's why I want to eat the rich.
Yeah, I get it, man. The rich are the root of fucking all evil. They're like fucking the reason why we have child sex trafficking and shit. All these fucking elitist, rich, trillionaire, billionaire motherfuckers are fucking these little kids that are coming across the fucking border. They're fucking all these little kids in CPS.
And they're fucking their workers on their wages.
Yeah, their workers don't have to work for them, bro.
What are you talking about? Workers are literally what builds a business.
Bro, so look,
that's why it's important that they're taken care of.
I've worked for this company I worked for 12 years. I left for a couple years. One day I woke up, looked at my boss, and was like, you can go eat a fucking dick. Get the fuck out of my face before I stab you. My exact words. And he got out of my face, took a few deep breaths, realized I was about to catch a felony, put my toolbox in my truck, and drove off. I didn't want to work for nobody. I went from shop to shop to shop, didn't like the money. You know what I did? I started working for myself. I didn't work for nobody. I made $60,000 in 6 months. More money than I've ever made in 6 months in my whole fucking life.
Yeah,
and
because your bosses are fucking you.
Yeah, my bosses were fucking me, but what I'm saying is the person has a choice. You can go work for somebody, you don't have to accept this wage, or you can go out and do what I did. I didn't do nothing crazy. I mowed lawns. I repainted homes. I went on Craigslist and went to help ads where people are like, hey, come haul this trash off my property. Hey, I need my yard mowed. Hey, please come change my alternator. Hey, I got a leak in my roof. And I would literally contact these people and say, I'm on my way. We'll talk about a price. And it didn't matter what the price was, as long as I made a little bit of profit. It cost me $40 to drive here in gas, and it's going to cost me $50 in material. If I made $20 profit, I did that shit. And I did that shit every fucking day. I grinded every day.
So you're advocating for the complete destruction of all huge corporations, and everyone should just kind of like pull themselves up by their bootstraps and get her done?
Why do you... See, that's the only thing I don't like about you. You don't catch the drift. What I'm saying is that if American is not feeling like he's getting a fair deal working for somebody, it's simple. Put your toolbox in the goddamn truck, walk the fuck off the property, and go fucking hustle your own money. I did that shit.
Okay, but what happens when every worker in America realizes that their bosses are fucking them, and then they pack their toolboxes in their truck and leave, and all of the big businesses die, and all you have are a bunch of freelancers? The solution you're proposing doesn't fucking work, dude.
I was one person employing 5 people. Okay?
Great. Did you fuck the guys that you were employing?
No. They didn't get paid by that.
How much did you make compared to that?
I made just a cunt hair more than them because I found the jobs. I found the work. We didn't work by the hour. We worked by the job. The job got split. Like, so if I had a job one day, let's say it was a $1,000 roof job. Let's say I had to fix 4 or 5 leaks. That's about a $1,000 gig. And I took a guy with me, called up a tip agency. Hey, I need a worker for the day. How much you gonna pay him? I'm not paying him by the hour, by the job. Tell him that from the get-go. They call me back. Who wants to go to work? I go do a $5,000 or $1,000 job. He got $250 for a day's work. If it was this actually happened. I did a roof job. It took me 4 hours with one guy helping. The dude made $250 in 4 hours. He didn't get fucked. And then okay. I wound up putting like $350, $400 in my pocket after materials.
Okay, so your guy made $250 and you made $350.
I made just under $400.
So you made almost 50% more than he did.
He worked for 4 hours. I worked for 8. I needed the dude just to haul materials up onto the roof, and I did the work. He didn't know how to do none of the work.
Okay, but is that the case every single time?
Every single time.
All right, great.
I use the worker.
Maybe you're not a completely immoral person, other than the fact that you're advocating for like fucking killing people to break away from the government.
Look, I'm not advocating that, bro. I'm not advocating a group of guys start a fucking goddamn war. I'm advocating at the point where they fucking come for us, we're gonna be fucking ready. All right, we're not starting any shit. My militia.
What? You're 60,000, dude. You're part of the working class.
My militia is 100%.
You're part of the people we're gonna save.
My militia is 100% observe and report. Once it gets to a point to where we're like, they crossed the line in the sand, we're gonna go off and do our own fucking thing. We have a place. Shit stocked up, ready to go. We're all gonna go there. Now, if they come for us, that's on them. That's on them. We're gonna go off and do our own thing. And if they come for us, that's on him. And you know what? This has actually happened before in Texas. These people created a commune. Okay? They created a commune. They weren't doing nothing illegal. They were living on commune. They were living off the land. And the government came for their guns. They literally burnt everybody alive in the fucking building and killed everybody, women and children.
Yeah, those.
That's the government.
Communists.
That is the government that you're trusting to fix shit.
No, the government I want. The government I want is much different than the government that we have today.
Man, and I hope we get there, bro. But until then, I'm just gonna fucking not trust it and just I don't see it happening, bro. I don't see it happening. Hopefully, all you young guys get it figured out. But me, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
It's very
I'm just
Clint
gonna get.
Eastwood of you.
I'm just gonna get out here. Well, what else can I fucking say, bro? For
I don't know,
36
you're
years,
36.
for 30
That's not very old.
for 36 years, I have worked my goddamn ass off and grinded. Did everything right. No criminal record, no felonies. I had a speeding ticket. I have a speeding. You're right. I live in a fucking trailer house. I can barely pay my fucking goddamn bills. Barely pay my goddamn bills, and my ass is just done fucking thinking the government can fix shit. The only time I ever did good in my life is when I went and worked for my fucking self.
Well, what's stopping you?
What's stopping me right now?
You're literally just sucking the dick of working for yourself. So, like, what's stopping you now?
What's to say I'm still not fucking doing it, bro? I'm just not doing it like I was when I was starving. Yeah, man, I just still do side gigs and shit. So when I was working for myself, I went like 3 months. 3 months, it was dry. I had a bunch of money in the bank, but I didn't get... So I picked up this gig while I was working for myself installing Generacs. And all these bad storms hit southeast Texas, and a lot of companies were wanting to hook up these Generacs that power their home homes. They're propane-powered generators, right? And I was charging $10,000, $12,000 to install these and hook them up to people's breakers. And I did not need any help to do it. I could do it by myself. So every one that I installed was 12 fucking grand. The one little thing I learned from my pops, electrical shit. And so I had a contractor hook me up where he had whole fucking rich neighborhoods that everybody wanted one of these Generacs. And so I would do like fucking 10 of them. I would do a bunch of these motherfuckers, and they take me a few hours. I could get up and go to work whenever the fuck I wanted to and didn't have to hire nobody. I stopped doing all the crazy shit, roofing, mowing lawns. I mean, when I was working for myself, I did anything and everything to fucking put money in the bank. And because I was out there grinding 12 hours a day, we did better than we ever did. And that wasn't all I was doing. I was also building fucking rifles and selling rifles. Well, as many as I could build and sell legally without having to get an FFL3 and a fucking SOT and all that bullshit. But I had a dry spell in the Generacs, and the company that I worked for, that I walked out of 2 years prior, called me up and asked me to go back to work. And they threw some stupid money at me, and I fucking took it. And it was the worst fucking decision I ever made, because I was there like 10 months, and that dude that was hooking me up with all those Generac jobs called me up. He goes, "Hey, I got 10 more. You want to go do them?" I was like, yeah, I sure do. And I kept fucking calling him and calling him and calling him, calling him and calling him and calling him. I wouldn't say he fucking ghosted me. He just waited too fucking long to finally pull the trigger on it. And when he finally fucking pulled the fucking trigger on it, the 10 units that he wanted me to install turned into 2 units. And it was like, get fired because I walked the fuck out of here to go install 2 units and go make 20 grand real quick, or fucking just stay here and make 20 grand. And I just
so you need to have the ability to you need the fuck you money, right? That's the concept that, like,
at the time, yeah, I needed the fuck you money at the time.
Why can't you just have fuck you money all the time? Why can't it just be like assured that regardless of if you take a job or not, you're not gonna like literally fucking starve and be homeless? Why is that a bad idea?
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just don't think they could pull it off.
Okay, so you are for universal basic income. I've convinced you of that. What I have not convinced you of is that politicians are...
I've been listening to people talk about this shit for fucking 20 years, bro.
Literally 3 days ago on your stream, I was like, somebody was like, hey, what do you think about UBI? And you were like, what's UBI? And they're like, universal basic income. And you were like, I don't know anything about it. And then 5 minutes later, you had a very strong opinion about it for not having any information.
Listen to me.
Dude, you've been talking literally 3 times as much as I have.
You're 23 years old, man. You're hearing it as UBI. I've heard it as 1,000 different fucking goddamn things. You pop in my chat with some goddamn abbreviations. Surely I don't fucking know what the fuck you're talking about. They've been talking about the redistribution of wealth since the beginning of this fucking country.
Okay, but usually that's for welfare. This isn't welfare. This is a dividend.
I'm not talking about welfare. I'm talking about high taxes. I'm talking about
high taxes on people who exploit their workers and can afford it?
I'm talking about, look, so what you're talking about is standardized fucking income. You're talking about, hey, I go do this job, that company's forced to pay me this fucking much.
No, very, very fucking different thing. Very fucking different thing. Universal basic income is when the government pays each one of its citizens an X amount of money per month in order to keep them basically happy and alive, regardless of whether or not they're participating in the in like the formal economy, getting jobs, buying things, whatever. Very, very different than standard income.
I don't think they can pull it off, man.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, this has been a bipartisan issue. We already have it in one state, and it works great.
I think that what I worry about is, let's just throw a company out there that you try to take 50% of their money. Let's say fucking Chevy, for instance, or GMC, General Motors. Wouldn't it be much easier for General Motors just to pack their shit up and go somewhere else? That's what I fear. That's what worries me about it.
Generally, no. Like, so here's the thing: is like
that's what Ford did. Ford was like, I'm going to Mexico. Like they bought property, they started it down there. Trump became president, and Ford all of a sudden's like, we're gonna stay in America. I'm not saying that's because of Trump, but like Apple. Let's talk about Apple, Macintosh. They literally have fucking sweatshops in fucking China.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop them.
On them.
Okay, listen. Just because the manufacturing jobs leave, which are all getting automated anyway, by the way, every fucking manufacturing job in the next like 20 years is going to be automated, including welding. That shit is all going to be fucking robots by the time you're dead and by the time I hit retirement age.
There's no way you're going to get. Okay, you might be able to get. We actually have a welding robot that's been collecting dust for fucking years, because it can't know when to stop. All right, you're welding fucking
for
sheet
years.
metal.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is like robotics is advancing extremely fast. Every year, technology doubles in its ability, basically. Or I can't remember who came up with the theory, but basically that's how it's panned out in the past. So it's been there for years. I'm talking 20 years from now, shit is going to be automated. 3 years ago, when we started hearing about Tesla's fucking self-driving cars, everyone was like, cars are never going to be able to drive themselves, and I'm never going to want a self-driving car to drive me around. And now we are literally less than 10 years away from like automated trucking, where every fucking truck drives itself interstate, which means that trucking jobs are fucking gone. And it's not just trucking jobs that are fucking gone, it's the communities that build up around the nation from trucking communities, like entire trucking communities, hotels, gas stations, etc., that only cater to truckers. Those are fucking gone too. Literally 1/3 of all of the jobs in the United States are going to be automated in the next 10 years. What do we fucking do for that? Do we take truckers and put them in college and teach them how to code? We can't teach truckers how to be programmers, dude. So what do we do?
I can tell you this much. I'll tell you what will fucking happen. You might not agree with it, but you ever heard of somebody going postal? All right, so check it out. What do you think? What do you think about communities that have been completely automated? Everybody's out of work. What do you think that community's gonna do?
They're fucked under capitalism. They can't make any money, so of course they're gonna fight and revolt and take money by force. They're gonna take goods and services by force.
I was just kind of imagining something as petty as like this self-driving truck getting fucking completely fucking annihilated.
Oh, that's how it starts. Stop. I'm a big picture kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm a big picture kind of guy too, but I don't know, man.
You don't think that when an entire community is decimated and there's no plan in place to save them, so they live on fucking welfare, which is barely enough to like afford anything, and then they're dehumanized from the rest of society because welfare is a bad thing in the eyes of most Americans? They're not gonna fucking not just destroy trucks, but literally come and take what they believe is their freedom. We already had this on a micro scale when we automated and got rid of those fucking coal jobs in those 4 swing states that we've already talked about. That's why we have President Trump, because we got rid of jobs. If that's just the beginning. Literally, the more jobs we lose to automation, the more violent people are going to get. So it's like, okay, we either get violent and kill off, you know, most of the fucking population so that the population that's left can all have jobs, or we can have a fucking plan in place to distribute all of the wealth that these billionaires have exploited from their workers. And you're like, either way, it doesn't fucking matter because we have politicians who aren't going to do shit, which is a horrible answer.
So this is where we are. This is where we are. I'm over here. You trust that it can happen. That's great. I love your optimism. But I'm not planning on it happening. I'm going to keep planning on it not working. And if it does happen, God is good. Praise the Lord. Great. They figured it the fuck out. But I'm not. I'm just going to be this little old guy that just does his thing and hope shit gets better. You know, hope for the worst, pray for the best kind of thing. Or
hope
expect the worst. No. Expect the worst. Hope for the best. I said it backwards. I'm 3 IPAs in, bro.
You're good.
IPAs in. But anyways, like, man, you know, when we were talking the other day and I was like, I get it. You know, you're a smart guy. I see the light at the end of the tunnel with your goals and what you're saying. I just don't have faith that it can be pulled off. I think that people are too fucking stupid. I think that people are, I mean, if you, I don't know where you live. Have you ever lived in the ghetto?
Yeah,
have you ever seen?
I've lived in poverty my entire life.
Okay, well, I when I was just like 8 years old, saw a friend of mine get shot in the fucking chest with a fucking shotgun for his shoes. Now, it was birdshot. He didn't die or nothing. But this fucking teenage kid took his dad's fucking shotgun, brought it outside, and shot this dude for his shoes because he couldn't afford shoes. Because he was running around barefooted. That's the kind of... That's
yeah,
what
so
I see.
how do we fix that before that happens? That's what I'm asking, and you're like, it's not politicians. Okay, what is it then?
It's 2019. That happened in 1990. People
it
are
still fucking happens today, and it's gonna happen when trucking communities don't have fucking trucks to drive anymore, and no money to buy anything, and they live horrible fucking half-assed lives because of a robot.
I lost faith in humanity 10 years ago. Complete lost faith in humanity. And that's why
you're just like advocating for like the extinction of the human race? Is that what you're doing?
No, not at all.
You want to go back to like tribal values of hunter-gatherer?
Why do you keep saying that I'm advocating for a war, that I'm advocaking for civil war?
Because you're literally talking about killing people. You sit there on stream with a gun. Like,
bro, listen to me. If this is all I've said, and I've never said anything else, and there's one part of you, it's like you hear what you fucking want to hear. I love you, dude, but everybody has something fucked up about themselves. I do. You do. I've never advocated, let's 100 dudes, let's just grab our shit and go start stacking bodies. No. I'm gonna sit in my shit, mind my own fucking business, and worry about my fucking family. And when the shit comes to my door, I am going to stack fucking bodies. That is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
Why? When you could just join the mob and get all of the shit that your family needs to fucking survive.
Why the fuck would I join the fucking mob and become a marauder?
You're in a fucking militia. What do you think that is? It's literally a mob. It's not sanctioned by anything federal. You are literally in a fucking gang. Like,
it's not a fucking gang, man. Militias founded our country, bro.
Just because a militia's found... Okay, listen. They operate basically the same. You have a bunch of guys who all have the same ideals. They all represent each other, right? And then they have guns, and if push comes to shove, they're going to use those weapons to do what they feel is necessary. That's what a militia is, right? Am I wrong?
No, absolutely.
Okay, that's what a fucking gang is.
No.
A gang is a group of people who all share the same ideals and want the same thing.
There ain't a single fucking person in my militia that is going to kill somebody for what the fuck they got. Not a single fucking in my
Just because your militia has more training does not make it not a gang.
It's not a fucking goddamn gang, bro. We're talking about becoming a community. We're a community. We're going to do our own shit. We're going to create our own shit.
That was the whole point of a gang. That was literally why they were created.
Let me ask you something.
Like,
so if
shitty black communities that were poor.
Let's say I got 4 fucking generations of family on a fucking property. We all have guns. We're all trained with the guns. But we're just 4 generations of a family living on a ranch, raising cattle, raising gardens and shit. Are we a fucking gang if somebody comes to take our shit and we kill them? Because that's exactly what the fucking militia's plan is to be a fucking community. When the shit hits the fucking fan, we have something in place so that our community, our families can go and do our own thing. Okay? If the rest of the world wants to burn itself the fuck, what the fuck ever. It's not a fucking goddamn game. It's no different than me sitting in here with my 3 kids and my wife, and some dude kicks in my door and says, give me your TV, and he's got a knife and I got my AR sitting next to me. I'm not giving him my fucking TV. I'm not going to take his life unless he forces my hand. But is my family a gang because we were sitting here minding our own goddamn business and a motherfucker kicked my fucking goddamn door in wanting to take my shit?
No, dude,
we're
the
not a
difference
fucking
is
gang.
that you're fucking related, okay? Militias come together and they're not related.
What does
Just
that have?
because-
You're trying to call a militia, a law-abiding militia, law-abiding, above the ground, background checks to fucking join, like literally saved as many people during Harvey as the fucking local first responder. I go anywhere in Texas with my fucking
So did the
uniform.
fucking Black Panthers. They were like one of the first gangs. They're probably one of the most influential fucking African American groups in the country. And they were a fucking gang, okay? Things have been twisted because it's been cultivated in areas of poverty. Just like I'm sure that if you lived in a highly poverty, like stricken state, which you don't, by the way, you live in the second richest state in the country, a highly poverty stricken state, in a community that was even more poverty stricken, and the only way to survive was to fucking group together and fucking shoot people, you would do that.
You're saying that's what you're telling me I would do. So you actually don't know what the
Yes,
fuck we
because
do.
people are fucking...
Bro, just stop, man. You're talking about my brothers. They just, like, you know what we do on the weekends? We build fucking houses for people that lost their homes during Harvey.
That's
During
great.
Harvey, we
I'm
rescue fucking
very,
people.
very happy with
Okay,
that. And
look,
I think
bro,
that's how
like,
all
straight
gangs
up,
should
You're
operate.
talking about dudes that served our country. You're talking about local law enforcement. You're talking about the
A
people
country
who
you
drive your
did
ambulance.
nothing to, like, fucking...
Bro,
You were
none of
born
these
here,
fucking
and you have
people-
this, like, immense pride for a country that you
This is
did
the
nothing
thing.
to establish.
You think that a militia, when the shit hits the fan, this is what you think the militia is going to do. It's going to go kick in people's doors. It's going to take all of their food, rape their fucking goddamn children. I mean, that's what you think of the militia. That's not
Under
what
the
fucking
guise of
militia is.
establishing order, and that's what we call fascism. We're getting somewhere, okay? We're starting to get somewhere.
No, we're not getting anywhere. At the point that you're trying to compare me and my brothers to a fucking gang is just insanity. It is fucking insanity.
You're fundamentally the same thing.
No. A gang. Okay, so you're going to compare my group of guys to the same fucking people that murder, rape, and destroy fucking communities by selling drugs. You're going to compare my group of guys to those group of guys.
I'm going to say that fundamentally, you come together for the same reasons. Your outcomes are different. And I think that's a fair and reasonable
We're not.
thing to say.
No, absolutely not.
Yes,
Absolutely
you
not.
come together as
Please.
a community for a certain goal, and that goal is the betterment of your community. Generally, if you ask a gang member, that is what they're going to tell you. That they are doing this for the betterment of their community and their
You're telling
family.
me
And
you
the
got
best
a
way to
grown
do
man
that...
selling crack to a 12-year-old fucking kid, or having a 12-year-old kid sell fucking crack, that's to better the community. Bro,
In
look,
their
man,
eyes, yeah, just like yours is to fucking like walk around and march around with guns and shit and talk about how you want to secede from the Union, but you're still a constitutionalist. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh my god. Like, I've never had somebody hurt my feelings before during a debate.
Okay, listen. First, fundamentally,
Bro, you just call. Hey, let me look. So, the guys that you're comparing to murderous, raping fucking gangs, a lot of them served our country. A lot of them lost people over there. A lot of them are law enforcement. A lot of them drive ambulances. This is the thing about a lot of veterans. I don't know about everywhere in the state of Texas. They come back. They do law enforcement. They become EMTs. They got to do something that was kind of like what they were doing over there. You can't take the fight out of the soldier at all, right? So whether it's saving lives on an ambulance, whether it's, hey, I'm going to become a nurse, hey, I'm going to become a police officer, or fuck, I just can't be around that shit anymore, I'm going to join a militia and go fucking flip burgers. Whatever the fuck it is. These motherfuckers are good people. They're good. Now,
wait, do you think that gang members are inherently bad people?
You're talking about.
Do you think that they're inherently bad?
So, yeah. If
Yeah,
they're willing
you
to,
think that they were born with a bad bone in their body?
No. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I'm saying anybody that's willing. Like, all right, so this is my turf, bitch. So I'm gonna kill you, kill your wife, kill your kids, and I'm gonna make an example out of you guys, so you don't sell crack on my block. That you're comparing that guy to my guys. You're sitting there trying to say.
You want to know what the difference is between their guys and your guys are?
No, you put us in the same categories. What you did.
Training
you said,
and poverty.
Bro.
That's the difference, okay? Right there. And I know, it's really fucking hard to understand because you've lived in a life where it feels like poverty because you don't really have enough, but it's not like actual poverty. You said you make $60,000-ish a year. You probably grew up making more than $12,220 a year, which by the way is the national poverty line. And you, so like, don't try and make the argument that you did grow up in poverty, because I know for a fact that you did not.
How do you know that for a fact?
How much did your parents make when you were growing up?
My mother? How much did my mother make?
How much money did your family make when you were growing up?
My mother was a single mother. She made $1,200 a month if she was lucky.
That's over the poverty line. And guess what? It's even better because you're old. Inflation accounts for that. You were definitely above the poverty line when you were growing up. Definitely. You know who's not above the poverty line right now? African American communities, which you insinuated and clarified were like literally just bad people.
Hold on a minute. I didn't. All right.
I said you clarified it. It's fine. The difference between a straight up like gang in an African American community and your militia is training and money. And I know it's really hard to understand and it's really hard to see and it's very hurtful because it's a very, very scary realization. But that is literally what the difference is. And I'm not saying that they're bad people because I don't think members of gangs are bad people. I think they're people who are born in really shitty circumstances, who don't have enough food in their mouths, and are pushed to do shitty things. And so they group up to provide for their community. And yeah, that goes kind of fucking wrong when money's involved. Because the easiest way to make money is to exploit the people of your community. Okay? So because of a lack of money, their community efforts do go wrong, but that doesn't make them inherently bad people. And that doesn't make I'm not stating that your militia are inherently bad people, because they're not. Oh, fuck, he left a while ago. He's fucking gone. He's gone, he left. Whew, so much for the tolerant right. I was wondering why he wasn't fucking interrupting me. I didn't look over. I didn't hear the beep. Did you hear the beep when he left? I fucking missed it. Holy shit, dude. These are actual fucking people that live in our country. These are real fucking people that live here right now. Is that not fucking insane? People are like, why do you care about politics so much? That's why I care about politics so much. It's literally fucking fascism everywhere. Literally everywhere. I used to think the commies were crazy because they just point to fascism for everything. Everyone's a fucking fascist because they fucking are. Discord turns off sound notifications automatically when you run OBS, I think. Ah, that would make sense. I'm related to these people. Oh yeah, you live in Texas, huh? You have a dude living with you who says he's a constitutionalist but wants to secede from the Union and is part of a militia and doesn't see any issues with anything that he's said. Also, he's okay for UBI, except not really okay for UBI, but he is okay with UBI. He just doesn't think politicians are going to be able to do it. So instead of like attempting to like change the fundamental flaws in the system. He's just going to talk about how much it's not going to fucking work and screw a bunch of other people over. Like, holy fuck. Alright, I think I'm done for now. I'm glad that I streamed that. So what he wanted to do, he's fucking terrified. Okay, so he has 2 strikes on his Twitch account. By the way, it's even worse when you're there because you can't argue with him through text because he just fucking misrepresents the argument or ignores half your message or whatever, which is why I was like, fucking voice debate me. Let's go. And he kept pushing it off and pushing it off. He's like, let's do it Saturday. Let's do like a pre-one so that like we kind of know what we're talking about and then maybe we'll do it on stream. And I was like, I'm going to record it. So I recorded it, dude. This is fucking going up. This dude is insane. This guy is literally fucking crazy. I'm so glad I fucking streamed it and recorded it. I only missed like the first, I think, 10 minutes or so of the conversation. Before I started streaming, I just didn't start it soon enough. I think the first 3 or 4 minutes was just like really basic shit about tariffs, I think, which people have been over a lot, so you're not missing a whole lot there. Oh man, this is actually fucking crazy that people like that exist. Couldn't think I'm gonna go live myself. That was nuts though. Good stream. Thanks, Kami Zoombini. I think I'm gonna go off because I think I've got some shit that I still need to do around the house. But he was like very last minute, like, hey, I don't have a whole lot of time. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed because that was fucking nuts. And I'll see you around, comrade.